What is up, guys? Welcome to the channel. Love to have you here. So, trying a little bit different of a camera angle, seeing what I like, what I dislike in an intro. So, trying to kind of figure out my niche there. So, today I'm going to take you guys for a drive. We're going to do some fun twisting roads here in the DFW area with the S650. We're still naturally aspirated. We're not on a Whipple yet. And then we're just going to have a discussion what I like about the car, what I dislike, and kind of why I bought it. So, let's go do it. All right, what's up, guys? We're behind the wheel doing some spirited driving. This is the first time I'm on this road, so we're just checking it out for the first time, see what we can do. I want to be careful. I'm not sure how crazy I want to push this car yet. I don't want to be on like full display of like what not to do in a Mustang, because there's plenty of those videos out there, so let's not do that in the brand new one. So I probably have around like 200,000 miles behind the wheel of a Coyote. Majority of it is on a Gen 1 and a Gen 3. Now we're behind the Gen 4, so I kind of know what to expect from it. It certainly doesn't feel all that dissimilar from my S197, that was a 2014, or my current S550, that's a 2018. Now my 2018 is full bolt-on, so it's making 470 wheel on E85, which is pretty typical for him. Now, I will say, with the Gen 4, up top in the RPMs, it doesn't all really feel all that dissimilar. Now, here's a good turn. Hope you guys can enjoy some of that exhaust note. I don't know how much actually comes into the cabin, but it does seem to swell pretty well in here. I'm super excited for the Whipple, because that I feel like it's just going to be like violently explosive rather than like a swell revving V8. But yeah, on my 2018, it's full bolt-on, 470 rear wheel on E85, pretty typical. Now with the Gen 4s, I would say, like, up top in the RPMs, or Coyotes really wake up, kind of, you know, that 4,000, 4,500 range and above, they don't really feel all that dissimilar. I would actually say that this feels just about as fast, maybe slightly faster. Maybe I'm being optimistic there. But down low, there is a much more blunted feel, especially to the throttle. And I think that may have something to do with just throttle tuning itself. But like down low, my S550 does seem to be a lot more responsive than the Gen 4. But that will definitely change when we get the Whipple installed. Hopefully within the next 2 months. It is on order. I ordered it about a month ago, so they did say 8 to 12 weeks. The shop I'm using is DSG in Texas here. Okay, and just so you guys know, I don't know what it is, but I still feel so incredibly uncomfortable behind the camera, and I don't know why. I feel like I'm like in a job interview, just to let you guys in on my little secret, okay? So this is gonna take so many attempts to edit, and like so many line retries. But I'm trying to get better content out there for you guys. I wanna try to improve this craft, so it's something that you guys get more value out of, you guys enjoy better. I know this is gonna be kind of like a vlog style video, which I don't want to do only kind of vlog style videos, but just because I'm still working on setups and cameras, and I still want to get like an actually good POV kind of driving position for you guys, so you guys can actually see what I see while driving. As we're driving the car, definitely having a fun time. It's certainly a very enjoyable car to drive, and I think any Coyote is. Now, I will say though, with the new S650 Mustangs, the steering just feels incredibly light, like way too light. mean, I thought it was like a pretty cool looking car. It has more of a modernized, futuristic look to it, and it does have more presence, I think, than the S550s that came before it. Now, it does have the typical Mustang stance where it just looks like it's sitting on stilts. So one of the first things we did with this was put it on Celatec springs. Gotta get my concentration mode out. Side of Mustang YouTube, where I'm in a crowd meeting situation with the front end. So the SX50s, I do think they look pretty good, but like most Mustangs, they just have like this look where they're just sitting on stilts. The stance is terrible. It's too laid back. Not that it has like that what do they call it, like that Alabama lift or whatever, where the front is sitting higher than the rear. But it's too flat and it's too high. So we have a Celatec lowering springs. I would say it's almost 2 inches lower in the front and maybe about 1.5 inches lower in the rear. It has more of that, like, you know, squatted drag stance. So that made it look a lot better. Huge improvement. Every Mustang from the factory needs more chin. So we put a front splitter on it, and then there's a cool liquid, I think it's called liquid vinyl. They make a wicker bill for the stock GT performance pack rear wing. So put that on and definitely improved. I mean, it's a pretty sweet looking car now. And I am not a professional race car driver by any means, like at all. I like to enjoy, you know, going fast, doing quick turns, but I have extremely limited experience on a racetrack. But you know, one of the biggest things that I kept seeing was that these cars do have some understeer. Now, I don't think I'll ever be able to put it to the limit where it actually does that, where I'm on like a typical just, you know, street road and I push it to the limit where I'm actually getting, you know, feelable understeer. But so far from where I'm pushing it, it does have some pretty impressive grip. But honestly, it is just like the steering. It does seem like one of the biggest crutches to this car is just so light, and there's no, like, I can give it all the input in the world for steering, but there's never any output that I receive back from the car. But maybe there's ways to fix that. I've been kind of doing some research and seeing if there's anything that'll improve, at least like minimally, I think would be an important improvement, just getting more feedback from the steering. Yeah, but the electric steering just, I don't think does this car great justice. Although the ratio, the steering ratio is definitely tighter on these than it is on the S550s. Also guys, I apologize for the shaking. I've tried like 3 different mounts now to eliminate the shakiness in the driving. So far, this is my best solution that I have. But I think once I do like a POV setup, I think that should improve it too. But we're still new, so we're working on, we're learning. We have a lot to learn. I still feel like with the channel, there's just a lot that I don't know that I don't know. This is a pretty good road though. I am definitely enjoying this. So to get into why I pulled the trigger on an S650, so I guess to start back, I had a 2018 Camaro ZL1 1LE. So if you guys are familiar with that, it's a typical ZL1, but it has a 1LE Extreme track package. So the big carbon fiber wing, the front canter, it's a bigger splitter, some better cooling, slightly shorter gear ratios. It's the same engine, same power output as a typical 6th gen ZL1, but just a more track focused car, which is kind of funny because I never took it to a track. But that thing was just the coolest thing ever. I genuinely was so obsessed with it. I loved it, and by far and away the fastest car I'd ever owned. So I had my Camaro ZL1 1LE. incredibly fast car, and it was so cool owning something of like that caliber, because before that I just had Coyote. Now it was a stock S197, so you know it did well, it was quick, but it certainly by no means was like the fastest car ever in the world. Alright guys, getting back on track. So my ZL1 1LE, I had so much fun with that car, and it just had so much presence. Of course, it always got so much attention. And it was a stock car. The only thing I ever really did to it, well, I did wrap it. It did come in black, and then I wrapped it in a color super similar to Grabber Blue. I think it was called Voodoo Blue. That car I had about a year and a half. I did not put a lot of miles on it. Bought it with like 300 miles on the clock. Back in like 2021 it was, and then in 2022, like a year and a half later, the car got stolen, and it just broke my heart. And then that's kind of when I learned Chevys are much easier cars to steal than Mustangs for whatever reason. I had a G37S with a 6-speed manual that I was daily driving, and I was okay, but by no means compared to the ZL1 1LE was that a good car, in my opinion. So that's when I bought my S550, probably about, I don't know, 8 months later or so. Super enjoyed that car, full bolt on, but it still just was missing what that ZL1 1LE had. And that was just a forced induction V8. So having that car for 2.5 years, I really started missing just having like a crazy, insane, just like blow your mind fast car. So, I figured I could just throw a Whipple at it. That would be the cheapest route, but it has higher-ish mileage up in the 70,000 range, which I know is certainly not crazy, but I kind of figured if I'm going to go Whipple, I kind of want to start with a brand new platform, and being that the 7th gen Mustang, relatively new car, and obviously the one thing you can do to it, being that, being the one thing that most people do to it, is just Whipple it right away, stage 1 or stage 2. So I figured that's the route I want to take. I'm going to get a new S650, and then right away just throw a stage 2 Whipple kit, and again I'm going to have DSG Performance do the work. Super excited. They've taken such good care of me in the past with my other Mustang, so we got that to look forward to. So that was fundamentally why I chose to go with the new S650. Plus, of course, being a big Mustang fan, I really wanted to check it out and see what they were capable of, and something new with the interior. Now, as you can probably see in the video, there's a bunch of red in here. This is not how these Mustangs come. You can option red seats, but they're a darker red, and you're not going to get the suede A, B, and C pillars in the car. So this one was, it is a 401A, so it is all just black leather, but wanted to do something different, kind of customize it, make it a little bit more appealing to the eye, and definitely more interesting. So we put some, I think they're called Fine Pro seat covers. They're decent. I've never had custom, the brand custom with a K seat covers. Those seem to be everybody's go-to with the Mustangs, and people tend to love them. These are really good. They do fit well. They're definitely pretty, and the material is certainly a decent quality. The only problem is that the rear seats, in the camera, they actually do look okay, and even like visually, they look okay, but there's a lot of slack between the seat cover and the actual seat itself. And suede is like one of my favorite materials to ever be put inside a car, so I've been trying to put as much suede as I can. We got I don't know, you guys definitely can't see it in the video right now, but we have the A-pillars wrapped in suede. It's not the real stuff, not the real Alcantara. That stuff is just so incredibly expensive and hard to find. So this is just that faux kind of suede Alcantara. It's still a decent quality though. It does that kind of like fiber thing where the strands or the threads will change direction depending on like how you swipe your hand across them. So those are wrapped, the B pillars are wrapped, center console's wrapped. I have that video, and then do appreciate the MT82 transmission. I do think it's actually a good transmission. Now, of course, it's not as superior as the Tremec. The Tremec really is top dog for transmissions when it comes to muscle cars and sports cars here, you know, the Corvettes and everything. I actually do like the MT82. I actually do have a pretty good fondness for it. I think it's a very slick shifting transmission. I do actually enjoy like the actual feeling of the shifts. It's not particularly notchy. It's pretty graceful in shifting, but the typical problem that people run into with them is second to third gear lockout. And yes, with my brand new 2025 Mustang GT with the MT82 D4, I absolutely have that problem when I'm just about near red line or at red line, shifting from second to third. Now, even with that said, like, of course the Tremec is still the top dog transmission. You know, it is superior. Of course, I still wish that that's the transmission that Ford put in every single one of their manual Mustangs, rather than only offering it exclusively currently with the Dark Horse. But with the MT82, it is certainly fixable. I have, again, you know, all of my Mustangs were manual, so I have plenty of time on the MT82. So with this one, and I haven't done this yet with any of my past Mustangs, but with this one, what I'm going to do when I get the Whipple installed at DSG, I'm going to have them do the MTW short go shifter. In my research, that seems to have fixed the problem with the second to third gear lockout. I know another very solidifying fix for that as well is both in combination with the MTW shifter and a new clutch, just meaning that the clutch isn't up to par with even really how much power the engine makes now, but especially when Coyotes are running boost. So MTW shifter is going to go in. I'm going to wait on the clutch. We'll see how well we do with the stock clutch. I'm sure I'm going to burn it up pretty quick once the Whipple gets installed, but you know, when we do, clutch is typical maintenance that you just apply with the manual transmission, and we'll upgrade that, you know, as soon as that goes. So far as content, I'm really excited to keep improving the content for you guys. I don't want this, you know, to stay like super low budget, kind of, you know, low rent quality audio and video. I really want to make sure that you guys are getting a high quality product for my channel. So we're working on it, okay? We're working on it. There's a lot of gear to buy, and I want to make sure I'm understanding what I'm purchasing as far as cameras and audio equipment and mounts and setups before just kind of splurging and just like, you know, dumping a bunch of money and going and order anything and everything that I see. I want to make sure I understand and it's well researched before I buy it, so it's something that's going to be a good fit for me and you know, a good value providing tool for you guys. So yeah, I appreciate you guys being here. Love that you're watching this content. That's the biggest honor to me right now. So yeah, just keep doing what you guys are doing. All right. Thank you guys so much for tuning into another video. I hope you guys liked it. That's all I can ask for. If there's anything you guys think I can improve on here, please let me know down in the comments. Again, not going to ask for your subscriptions. I just want you guys to enjoy it and take some value out of it. So thank you guys so much and see you in the next one.